Hey there, everybody. It is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called Tell Me How to Breathe with No Air. And this is a reading where we're going to get into the person that you came here for their thoughts and feelings. We'll also probably talk about you and your feelings too, because why not just throw everything in there, plus the kitchen sink. And for those of you that know the title, I actually just randomly heard this song in my head a couple days ago, and the title of this video is from a song, and maybe you know what that song is, and maybe you've heard it recently, but the name of this video is called Tell Me How to Breathe with No Air, okay? So we are gonna go ahead and get into it today, and we have 3 piles to choose from. We have pile number 1, which is the blue tea light, pile number 2, which is the red tea light, and pile number 3, which is the purple tea light. So take a deep breath, relax, sink into the energy, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and get into the reading today, everybody. I hope your week has started off wonderfully. It is October, a very magical month indeed. So we are gonna go ahead and find out what's going on in your situations. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. Just gotta get a little bit settled here. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the blue tea light, and today's reading is called Tell Me How to Breathe with No Air, okay? And this is a song, a lyric from a song. If you know it, you can drop it below. I heard this song in my head randomly. I think it was on Saturday. And I just felt really drawn to do a reading on this topic, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get into it and find out what's going on with the person you came here for, and also probably what's happening with you too. So let's go ahead and see for pile number 1. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of pile number 1, who comes here today seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium in the channel between yourself and pile number 1. Okay, I'm getting the S names. Just right out of the gate, I'm getting the S names, and somebody that has a leather jacket or got a leather jacket recently, and it looks good, okay? So I'm just getting that right away. Somebody has a leather jacket, somebody looks good with it, or has a favorite leather jacket that they really look good in, all right? So let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see for my pile number 1. Let's find out which, all of a sudden I'm randomly curling my toes, which I have no reason why I'm doing that, pile number 1, but let's go ahead and get into your reading for pile number 1. Feet on the ground. Let's go ahead and do it. Can you show us this person's thoughts and feelings, please, for pile number 1? For the collective, what is the thoughts and feelings? What are the thoughts? Okay, that's it. That's it. And we have Temperance on the bottom of the deck. So this is interesting because I feel like you guys are like, I'll take a peek. I'll take a look at what's going on here, but I don't want to go too overboard with this, okay? So I admire your restraint, pile number 1. Maybe you thought, well, I'll just take a peek, but I don't know. And I think some of you haven't been, really feeling the energy when it comes to dating, or when it comes to people, especially long lost loves or people that have left your life in the past. It's like, I'd rather not. I'd rather focus on the new day ahead. I'd rather focus on the good things that are going right for me, the things that actually, I don't really want to focus on the past and the things and the pain and the heartache and the whatevers from the past, okay? So bear with me, pile number 1. I'm not saying we're going to go into something from the past, and I think you're probably just here trying it out. So let's go ahead and see what we have going on for you regarding this person. Oh, the Empress, okay. And we have the Hermit. Okay, so very interesting. And we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, So this person has truly been in the darkness with the Hermit here. And, I think the funny thing about this is, pile number one, is that this person, I feel like, originally came towards you, like wanting to get to know you, wanting to spend time with you, etc., etc. And I feel like a lot of you were not even sure if you wanted to. Like, you were not even sure if you really wanted to get to know this person, or if you really wanted to get wrapped up in a whole thing, okay? But I think they presented a very compelling story to you. And I think they, at least at first, okay? I kind of feel like this person may feel, pile number one, that you never really trusted them from the beginning, so why bother? Now, I feel this person is bitter, okay? I do feel they're bitter. And you may be saying, this person has no right to be bitter. I mean, I was lovely. I treated them fine. They could have had me when they could have taken ample action from the very beginning, okay? And some of you may have already be like meeting someone else, or you may be talking to someone new, or you might actually be meeting someone new in the future. But and that this person from your past is still thinking of you, or that there's still some weird feelings there, okay? But I don't know. I don't think you guys really want to hear it right now, pile number one. And we have two references to Virgo here. The King of Pentacles represents a Virgo in the tarot, and also the Hermit is Virgo. So we have two references to Virgo. So, there's a lot of making the wrong moves and wanting to satisfy you, but also feeling bitter or resentful at the same time, because they feel like they should have known better, or that they did make the wrong move, okay? And this person has had some time to reflect upon what's, to reflect on this situation. And, they're being a little bit of a martyr though, pile number one, and saying, like, I knew I was never good enough for you, or I knew that you would never really love me. And some of them may have thought that you were just after their money as well, too. Some of them may have thought, well, pile number one, they were just using me anyway, or they just wanted my, they wanted my loving and my money, and that's it, okay? And whether, whether that's true or not, pile number one, this person is alone. And even if they are, dating or talking to someone else or whatever, they're alone. They don't feel satisfied. They don't feel happy, that type of thing. All right. But let's go ahead. I want to see what else we have here too. And, this whole thing with the Hermit and tell me how to breathe with no air, because I feel alone, because I feel tormented, because I feel estranged from you, because I feel bitter towards you, because I feel I don't want to face the emptiness within me, all these types of things, okay? With this Hermit in particular in this deck is very, the expression is, like someone just sucked on a sour lemon type of energy, okay? It's like painful. So, this person may be acting like they're fine with the King of Pentacles, or they may be acting like everything is fine, or nothing's really changed in their world when it comes to their day-to-day living, or during the daytime they're fine, or when they're busy with things, they're fine, okay? But it's at night, I feel like, when this person really starts to feel alone, or really starts to reflect on what's happened in their life overall. And because it's the Hermit. I feel like this person is kind of doing a life review right now of where they're at. And I do think there's areas of their life that they are happy with. Okay. And I'm also seeing Capricorn here. So somebody here could be a Capricorn. But anyway, I mean, I do think that this person has some things that he or she is working on, that he or she is excited about. But I feel emotionally and sexually, I feel this person feels very alone. Okay. And let's see what else. Let's see what else. You're coming through as the Empress. So, you know, I don't think this person really wants you to see them in pain. That's the other thing. And it could be because they're too prideful. The King of Pentacles in the Tarot is the first two decans of Virgo and the last decan of Leo. So there is that Leo mixture in with that King of Pentacles energy where we want to present the best side of ourselves and we don't want anybody really seeing us struggle because, you know, we're the King of Pentacles. So we better have our shit together type of thing. Okay. And so I feel like this person, they have a lot of responsibilities and they have a lot on their plate, but they're also emotionally unsatisfied with where their life is at right now. The thing is, pile number one, I feel like you guys have a lot going on in your life too. And I feel like you guys have just as much going on in your life, if not more, than this King of Pentacles. I feel like you guys are hustlers. I feel like you guys work hard. You know, you may have kids, you may have a family. On top of that, you're also a hustler. You're also, you know, on top of the things that you're doing in your life. Some of you may run businesses, or, you know, you may be doing well for yourselves or studying to do, you know, studying for something that you're going to be doing really, really well one day. I just think you guys have a lot going on as well. And I don't think that, and you're embodying the Empress. So you're embodying a person who has what he or she needs in life, to feel secure, safe, protected, beautiful, etc. Everything that you need. Confidence. This Empress is very, very confident too. Okay. So, I mean, I think some of you were expecting more from this person given the way that they presented themselves. Okay. And I think some of you would be pretty pissed off if you, you know, this person calling you a gold or implying that in some way, pile number one, is such a lame excuse and it's not even true, okay? But let's go ahead and see what else. You guys are like, no, that's not gonna work with me, okay? So let's go ahead and see what else we have here. We have the Magician. That's interesting. This person coming through as a Magician, and the Moon, okay? So this person doesn't really know what to think. All right. And they're having a problem between, you know, their heart and their head. Okay. The Magician is associated with Mercury. And, you know, so this is where we're like on fire with the lightning power and we're making things happen for ourselves. And we know exactly what to do. And we're drawing down a lot of power. We're channeling it through us. And we have a good idea of what we want to do. And we're also very adaptable, okay? However, this person is also, this person is also the Moon as well, okay? So they're having, and the Moon is like the heart, okay? So that's the whole thing. How am I supposed to breathe with no air? Because the Moon is water and the Magician is Mercury. So, you know, how am I supposed to breathe with no air? And I feel like this person isn't really used to being incapacitated like they have been. And they could be very angry or annoyed with it. And I think they are upset about the kind of emotional dependence that they've had on you. But I feel like they don't really want you to know about that. And they've covered it up with something else. Okay. And this person's like, I know how to get it done, you know, with the Magician, but they actually don't know what to think is also you know, is also what I'm getting here. They don't really know what to think about the emotional connection between you two. And I feel like sometimes, you know, they're just confused. They are just plain confused. And I think sometimes when they think about this connection, they're up and they're down. You know, at times they're wandering and wallowing in their emotions with the moon. At other times they're having to be very sharp and focused and disciplined because of probably their work or what's going on in their life, but they're having a hard time concentrating. When you put, because the magician's all about concentration, so when you put the magician with the moon, we have an issue, you know, we got a problem, right? What do they say? Houston, we got a problem here. We got a problem when the lead scientist can't even think anymore and the rocket's crashing, and I'm just using that as a metaphor, pile number one, but it's like, yeah, Mayday, Mayday, we got a problem here, because how am I supposed to function? How am I supposed to concentrate and function when I keep going back to the memories of you and I? You know, why do I still feel this way? Okay. And with the moon, we can start to feel pretty haunted about something. Okay. And I, you know, he's latched on to her boobies there. So, I mean, I think that you were nurturing to this person, you were comforting to this person, you were there for this person. Some of you were there for this person in their darkest hour, I feel like, or times when they felt alone. Okay, so, you know, so this is interesting, pile number one. Let's see what else here. We have patience, okay? Patience. So this person may be thinking, if they're just patient, and with the King of Pentacles, if they're just patient and if they just hold still and be quiet and they just wait it out a little bit, that, you know, you'll see the benefit of what they are, the King of Pentacles. You'll see that they're, you know, an upstanding person with a lot to offer and all of that. But, you know, this Temperance is on the bottom of the deck, and Temperance really does have to do with patience too. And like I said from the beginning, I don't know if you guys, I mean, I get the feeling you're telling me, pile number one, that your patience has run out. Okay. Anyway, this isn't an 18 plus reading, pile number one. If you want that, then, you know, that's another reading, but I'm seeing some funny stuff here. But anyway, we have patience and untouchable. Okay. And I think you guys are the ones that are like, hell to the effing no. Okay. If this person wants to suck off the teat of life, meaning me, then they're going to have to work a little bit harder, you know, because they're at times I feel like this person made up excuses. You know, I feel like at times you feel like the excuses or the things that this person had as excuses for why they couldn't get close to you, or why this or that, or why you know, why they wouldn't let you get close to them the way, you know, why they wouldn't, why, right? Pile number one is like a child asking why multiple times. But anyway, I feel like, you know, with the patience and the untouchable here, I feel like this person is seeing you as untouchable. Like they can't, you know, touch you. As MC Hammer would say, you can't touch this, okay? And I don't think you're letting them touch this anymore, pile number one. Or I don't really think you know, there might even be a part of you that's just like, I don't even really care anymore if this person doesn't have any room to breathe with no air. But pile number one, here we are, okay? So we have soft whispers here. Tell me how to breathe with no air. And it looks like he's trying to tell her something. You know, this person could be wanting to, they may be dreaming about you with the moon as well. And I also feel like there's some really maybe nice moments where there didn't even have to be a lot of words that were said between you and this person and I'm channeling this from their perspective, pile number one. So, let me know if it's true or not in the comments and how you feel about it. But I feel like this person understands that there were just moments when maybe nothing had to be said between you two, but yet they could just feel the energy or just kind of feel that physical closeness with you, those soft whispers, okay? And that very comforting energy that you give, those very soft whispers, okay? But the problem is this person would really go internal, or they really have a habit of going deep internal with the Hermit, and it's very hard to understand what they're saying or what they're doing. So, soft whispers are, passionate, romantic, and sweet, and tickles the neck and tickles the fancy. But as far as, like, and I'm seeing something here like a TV show. Maybe you two would always watch a TV show, or you said to someone like, this relationship is like a TV show, or it's like some type of movie, okay? Or maybe there were things that you two would like to do or watch together. But I feel like this person said, that you two were on the same page, so you really didn't have to say anything to each other. You guys remember that song, You Say It Best When You Say Nothing at All. However, I think you guys are tired of that because you're mature, you're responsible, you've got your head on straight here with the Empress, so you don't really want to be with somebody who is an introverted non-communicator. I don't think you have a problem with somebody who's a little bit more introverted. In fact, you may actually like, and I feel like this person, there was a side to this person with the King of Pentacles that you really did like, because the King of Pentacles can be very earnest, can be very, like planning things, very straightforward, very dependable and organized. And, that is a nice energy, all right? But the emotional aspect, I feel like sometimes goes cold with this person. And I think they even have issues with their emotional world, okay? But they're saying they hope that with patience and time, you'll come to understand like what they think or what they're feeling. I don't know though, pile number one. I'm not getting I think you guys are kind of like, hey, you had your chance. We have confidence here. Yeah, so I mentioned confidence, I think, when I was talking about the Magician. This person is confident, and I also mentioned that with the King of Pentacles and that Leo crossover. This person is confident if they're just patient and they wait things out, that, you'll be cool, you'll be good. But I don't know, pile number one, I don't know. They're trying to be confident, but I also feel with the Hermit here, they are becoming disillusioned because it's radio silence, I feel like. And some of you may have put a boundary there, or maybe they can just tell by looking at your eyes or looking at your face that you're, not pleased about something, okay? We have here dreams. Oh my goodness, of course, I was mentioning the moon. And this person having dreams about you, and what do you know? We've got Cancer here, and this card literally says dreams on it, okay? We've got the Sun in Cancer, so somebody here, we may have Capricorn, Cancer, also mentioned Virgo and Leo. But anyway, we can see the moon in the background, and we can see like a very special, intimate moment where you're very relaxed and happy, and you feel like you're floating on a cloud. I feel like pile number one, and maybe you had those dreams or these moments or these things, these intimate moments of sharing. But, I also feel like you guys are saying, I don't give that to just anyone, and if you don't really know how to meet me halfway, if you don't really know how to, if you don't really know how to complete the entire, if you're drawing a picture, for instance, and you do everything on the picture, but you forget doing 10 other things, it's like, no, it's not done. It's not completed. Okay. So there is something like that, I feel, coming from you guys. And, you know, temperance on the bottom of the deck has to do with trial and error and testing things. And it's like, okay, I tested this out and I wasn't really happy with it. All right. I wasn't really happy with the way that this whole thing was flowing. Okay. But this person's trying to have confidence in their dreams when it comes to you. And if they're just patient, you know, things could change. But you don't have a look of change on your face to me, pile number one. We have here 1111, I am awakening, okay? And I think this is all about you with this Empress energy. I am awakening. And I think you guys are very confident about your own dreams and the things that you're working on. And, you know, the ball's in your court as far as your own life is concerned and as far as what you want to do and create in your life. And maybe, you know, things were fuzzy for a minute there or things weren't entirely clear, but I do think this situation had a way of defining for you what you really want. And sometimes that's the most that we can ask from a situation, you know, like this situation showed me what I really want in my life and what I don't want. And, you know, what you really want. And that doesn't have to be just with love. It could be with money, with business, with, you know, having your own little mini empire, maybe big empire, you know, it has to do with your overall trajectory in life, pile number one. And it says here, I am awakening. And just as I was talking, my throat was feeling a little scratchy, which I haven't been feeling that way all day. And the fan is kind of blowing on me a little bit. But anyway, when we have this Empress energy and things like that, I always think of, anyway, I hope I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole, pile number one, but I just want to say, I hope your throat is okay. I hope your voice is okay. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope none of you have lost your voice. Okay. We have soft whispers here. So I know sometimes people just have a tendency to lose their voice and they have to talk kind of quiet, but, yeah. So anyway, and you're a very capable, smart person anyway, pile number one, regardless of this person. So, you know, they got to bring more than just whatever to the table. But we have 1111 here. I am awakening. The universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and to help you wake up to who you truly are. And that isn't always an easy process, you know? I mean, sometimes we need we need a slap upside the head by, you know, Old Faithful, otherwise known as our angels, before we really are fully awake. And you know, all jokes aside, pile number one, I do think you are truly awakening. I do think, you know, you have a much better grasp on what it is that you want. And I feel there's a lot of areas that you do have a grasp on in your life, for sure. You know, love could have been an area that was tough for you. It doesn't matter what age you are. You know, you could be 50 years old, who knows, right? But sometimes we can have other things in our life going well, but love has always been a tough one, okay? But I think you're even waking up to what that is for you as well and how you can grow beyond that. Okay, so I'm very happy for you, pile number one. We have solar eclipse here and revolution number 44. And we do have a couple of eclipses coming up. I think we have one like right before Halloween, and then we have the pair of eclipses that always happen, you know, twice in the summer, or twice in the fall or winter. And I'll have to look at when the actual solar eclipse is, if it's at the end of October or in the first couple weeks of November. But, you know, this is a lot. Solar eclipse, right? And a total eclipse of the heart, as they would say, with a solar eclipse. And but it also says revolution here. I am awakening, revolution. And I feel like you guys are kind of taking your thumb and kind of blotting out the things that you don't really want to see anymore, or the things that you don't really want to deal with anymore. And you are, I mean, eclipses are very intense, and especially if they're hitting certain points in your chart, your astrology chart, they're quite intense. So some of you really feeling that, I feel like, in the last year with the eclipses that we've been having, okay? We have Hawk Spirit. Let Spirit be your guide, okay? And yeah, you guys are like empresses that are, or if you identify with the Emperor, you're like empresses or emperors who are aligned with the hawk spirit, okay? And you know what's interesting about hawks is they're associated with the fall equinox. And we just had the fall equinox like, you know, a week and a half ago, around September 23rd-ish. So, you know, Spirit's close to you, Spirit is with you. And, you know, the hawk is a bird of prey. It's a pretty fierce, you know, Spirit's like, I got your back. I'm fierce, okay? Like your guide's coming in to say, hey, I got your back. I'm fierce. You're fierce. I'm fierce. We're confident. We're not gonna let things go down in a certain way anymore, okay? And, you know, even Spirit has like a funny eye turned towards this person. Like, I don't know, you know, I don't know, pile number one. But they're also suspicious too. But anyway, I just think you guys are, and some of you may resonate with hawk energy, or you may resonate with that as an animal totem, and maybe you should look that up and research that, because I feel there could be a powerful message for you. You might be, you know, an empress and be soft and sweet and nurturing and caring and loving, but you're no dummy. You're no dummy, pile number one. I can already tell you're no dummy. And I wouldn't even want to insult you by, you know, insinuating that you are, okay? And I think that this person knows that too. There may also just be a side of them that realizes that they can't really beat you, or they can't overcome you, or that the same excuses or things like that wouldn't really work with you, okay? So that is what I am getting, pile number one. And I'm going to go ahead and get one more card for you to ask, what is the main thing that Spirit would like you to be focused on in your life right now? Definitely self-worth and confidence and change, okay, and awakening, 1111. And you may check animal totem. If you just research hawk spirit animal totem, you can find a lot of stuff online. Maybe you'll find a special message that is left for you there, okay? But let's go ahead and see. When it comes to pile number one, Spirit, what's the number one thing that pile number one should be working on right now? What's the number one thing here for pile number one? What's the number one thing? Protection. Wow, and look at, that's very Empress-like too. She's holding the globe to her belly, and it almost looks like she's like pregnant with the earth, or she's pregnant with possibility. And you know, and she's very connected to nature. I mean, you guys, I feel like you could have, some of you could have beautiful jewelry, or you know how to make yourself sparkle, or you know how to make yourself stand out. Some of you may even be a little bit intimidating on the outward, like when you first look at you, but when people really get to know you, they find out that you're like very sweet, caring, maternal, you know, very loving energy, okay? But the vibes that I'm getting from you guys is that you're learning to protect that within yourself and to make that sacred within you. And, you know, Spirit's just saying here that there is protection with you and around you right now. And as far as protecting your own growth and the things and the softer side of yourself that may need more protection right now, in order to heal, or in order to, some of you may be protecting yourself a little bit too. There is that really sweet, caring, loving human within you, but some of you may be having a little bit sharper edge right now. Spirit just wants you to know that you're protected, and that, you know, you ain't going out like that, pile number one, okay? That you're very protected. But also, I think when the time is right, you'll be ready to share your world with someone, and you'll be ready to take those walls down. Okay, so pile number 1, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that that reading resonated for you, and I would love to hear your comments or feedback if you felt that that was appropriate for you today. Thank you so much, pile number 1, and thank you to everyone who came. Have a great day. Let's move on to pile number 2. Okay. Let's do it. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the red tea light, and today's reading is called Tell Me How to Breathe with No Air. Okay, and we're going to find out your person's thoughts and feelings, whoever you came here for, pile number 2, all right? We're also probably going to get into how you feel and what's going on, okay? Just everything. As we do, as we see what comes up, what Spirit wants to bring through today. I just heard toothpaste, so maybe some of you need to get some, or you've just used some, or you're like, does my breath smell? Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of pile number 2, who comes here today seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium and the channel between yourself and pile number 2, okay? I just saw a globe as well, so maybe some of you are traveling, or you have thoughts of moving elsewhere, or you'd like to plan a trip, maybe with girlfriends or guy friends or whoever. Let's go ahead and see. All right. I don't know why I'm getting an image of like jumping rope. And I'm hearing something about when life gets complicated, it feels like you're jumping rope all the time, and it can get, really exhausting, but it also takes a lot of skill and practice. So maybe some of you are trying to learn something new as well, okay? And it's a lot, but let's see pile number 2. Let's go ahead and get into it for my beautiful pile number 2s. What is this person thinking or feeling for my pile number 2s, please? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Alrighty then, we have the 3 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So that 3 of Cups is, in this case, in this deck too, I really see you guys with, your feelings going back and forth a little bit, and trying to kind of make sense of where your heart really lies with something is also what I'm feeling. And I feel like you guys don't want to make any mistakes when it comes to your happiness and to your future, and you want to pick the best thing for you. Okay, and some of you may have been having a little bit of trouble finding your words lately. Some of you may have been more emotional than normal is also what I'm getting. And you're feeling a lot, I feel like, pile number 2, but it may be hard to kind of put your finger on it because you're feeling it all, but when you try to make decisions, it may be kind of tough, okay? And some of you may have Libra in your chart, and then a bunch of water in your chart, like Cancer, Libra, or Cancer is kind of what I'm getting right out of or Libra or Pisces or Libra or Cancer, all right? But we're gonna go ahead and see what that is. However, the good news is I feel you're very connected to what you're feeling. It's just, what do I do about it? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into that pile number 2 and find out what's going on with this person. We have the Page of Cups. Okay, then. And look at the 2 fish swimming in different directions. And that, of course, reminds me of Pisces. But anyway, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, talking about head and heart for sure. Okay, so here we have another theme of head and heart. Are you 2 twins or what, pile number 2? Because I feel you and this person both share the same kind of, maybe you guys are very similar in the way that you think about the world, or the way that you, you know, because I feel like sometimes this person's very creative and they're very in their thought process and they're very connected, but then other times they're telling themselves, you know, it's like, don't fall too hard, too deep. Don't fall too hard, too deep is kind of what I'm feeling. But let's see what else we have here. We have the Three of Pentacles. So, okay, here's another thing. So, you know, some of you in this pile, you may have a situation. Okay, I just have to say, for my younger people watching this, you know, because I know there's different age groups that watch my channel, but for my younger people watching this, you know, and when I say younger people, I also mean people that haven't had a lot of experiences with relationships too, okay? And sometimes it can be like we're just trying to get our footing and figure out what we think and how we feel about something, okay? And yeah, tell me, how am I supposed to breathe with no air? Okay, and that's the title of this reading, and that is so Page of Swords, Page of Cups, right? The Page of Swords is saying, how am I supposed to breathe with no air? Okay, and I feel this person has, you know, they got a lot of things that they're working on or doing. I feel like this person could be with the Three of Pentacles here. They're trying to stay disciplined and focused and be a team player and complete things and follow through on things and be more practical or be more organized in their life. But the thing is that their feelings keep, you know, their feelings keep surfacing. And, you know, and I think that they've had a hard time. I feel both you and this person, honestly, pile number 2, have had a hard time coming to terms with kind of how to think about this connection. And I think it is a little bit confusing for this person, okay? Because I think they're normally used to coming from a place where, you know, they feel a little bit more decisive or they're more sure of things, okay, with the Three of Pentacles. And I also feel like this person is saying, you know, I want to build with you, but I'm so far away from you, okay? Because these two fish look like they're kind of tied up in something and that they can't quite reach each other. So some of you may be at a little bit of a distance from this person or a lot of bit of a distance. It's like, how are we supposed to connect and be together, to touch each other, to whatever, when there's all these, you know, when there's so many things maybe working against us, or so many things that need to fall into place before something could happen here, okay? Because with the Three of Pentacles, we can't really ignore like the practical element, you know, and I do think that this person, they have some things they want to say to you, pile number 2, and hopefully, I don't know why I have my arms crossed around me right now. It's very weird, like in an X in front of me, but it's very weird. But anyway, this person, I feel like they have certain things that they want to say to you or certain things they want to do with you, but I also think they can get very tongue-tied when they're around you. I also think that they don't really know what to say. It's like, oh my God, you know, it'd be like somebody, like you've got your hands, right? And you can pick them up and you can pick objects up. But all of a sudden, if your hands turned into fish, how would you pick things up? How would you move things? Okay. I don't know why I'm getting that analogy. It's such a weird analogy. It's like Edward Scissorhands, right? How am I supposed to pick something up? How am I supposed to? And I feel like that's why this person feels a little bit strange. I feel like, I gotta be honest, pile number 2, they feel a little bit strange because there's feelings here, but I feel like it's a little bit hard for them to express, okay? It's a little bit, and I do feel like this person could be missing you. Some of you may be wondering here, like, what should I do? Do they miss me? Are they thinking about me? I'm not sure. one minute they're this way, one minute they're the other way, one minute they're very like connected and it feels like we're bonding, and then the next minute it feels like this person's distracted or disconnected or very busy with other things, and it's like what to do, okay? So we're gonna get into it, pile number 2, and see what is going on here. But that is so interesting. Tell me how to breathe with no air. Could you find a better example with the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups there? And sometimes, sometimes there may be, I also feel there could be differences between you two, okay, in the way that you are. And it's like, how are we supposed to work on something here together? How are we supposed to make something happen here? It's funnier, earlier in the reading, I said you guys could be very similar, but I also feel like you guys could be very different. And I know that sounds very weird to say, but sometimes we can have things that are very, like, have things in common with someone, but at the same time, when we're trying to get to know them on a deeper level, like romantically, okay, because some of you, this could have been, a friend or someone you met through work, etc., etc. But it's like, okay, how are we supposed to do this? Okay, how are we supposed to come together here? And someone's gonna need an instruction manual, I feel, pile number 2. So let's go ahead and see what else. Oh, we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, tell me how to breathe with no air. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, this person is saying, I don't want to feel weird or an octave. That's so funny. Maybe someone here is a singer. I don't want to feel weird or awkward around you. I don't want to feel, I don't want to feel like I'm forcing anything here. I just want things to be very natural. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. I don't want to force something. I don't want to, I just want to feel close to you. Okay, and show me how to do that, or teach me how to do that, or that type of thing. Okay, and there is a vibe between you two, and I think there is a very like emotional, and maybe with the Ace of Cups, even emotional, spiritual vibe between you two. But when the Page of Pentacles comes up in a reading, especially in a love reading, for me, this has been something I've always, this is from the Natalie playbook here. This isn't, an official. So don't go doing readings and telling people it's the Page of Pentacles, they only like you as a friend, okay? But anyway, I mean, a lot of times when I'm doing love readings, though, it's the difference between friends and friendship, or the difference between forcing something too soon versus just letting something happen naturally, okay? And just letting something grow and build and happen naturally. And, the Ace of Cups is where we get really excited, and we get really wet, and we get really entwined with another human being, and we get really, we just sort of dissolve into the other person, and it's a moment that you can't even get back. It's in that moment. And sometimes we have moments like that with someone where it's like, I want to remember this because I don't know if I'm ever going to get back to this moment again. And I do think that this person thinks about this, and it's like, how do we connect, and how do we come together, and how do we connect? Okay. Because I don't want to feel like I'm forcing anything, or I don't want to feel like we're moving too fast. The Three of Pentacles, it's a Mars and Capricorn card, so there's a potential there to really build something when we're on the same page, okay? But it doesn't mean that it has to, because Mars gets slowed down in Capricorn, but also Mars is more purposeful in Capricorn. So when we're talking about the Three of Pentacles, it's like, okay, if we're gonna do something that has quality and is long lasting, then we can't just muck it up. We can't just we need to kind of learn about each other and learn. And you know what's so interesting is we have 3 pages here. The only thing we're missing is the page of wands, okay? And I do feel like this person is wondering, you know, can we get back to that moment? I want to feel that again. I'd like to get back to this moment, or I'd like to get back to something here with you. But it's interesting. Let's see what else we have. Passion. Yes, 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 yes. Passion. Messages. Okay. So with the Page of Swords and Page of Cups, I feel like this person is trying to tell you, like, tell me how to breathe with no air, because my feelings have got me wrapped up so deep. I don't really know how to speak, okay? And I think that I mean, that's poetic, isn't it, pile number 2? I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. But you got me wrapped up so deep, you know, tell me, what am I gonna do about this? And I feel like, you know, I feel like this person's like very, you know, smart with the Page of Swords. They like to learn a lot. They work hard with the 3 of Pentacles. They're savvy, they're resourceful. You know, they're no dunce, you know, they're no idiot or anything, but I feel like they're fumbling a little bit around you, okay? And they certainly don't want it to be like things that have been with other people where it felt awkward, wrong, off, forced, okay? So getting it just right is, I feel this person's like, okay, I got to get it just right with the 3 of Pentacles. But this person really wanting to send you a message of passion, okay? We have messages and passion here. Really wanting to send that to you. And we have Eros and Thanatos here. So we have love and death, you know? What else is there to live for in life? You know what I mean? Love and death, baby. Yeah, but this person I feel like does have a very passionate, deep side to them sexually. And a lot of times when I see Page of Cups in a love reading, it reminds me of scorpionic energy. And certainly love and death would be very scorpionic. I'm also seeing Aries here too, all right? But I think this person actually is trying to get over their fears, and they're trying to look their fears in their face and be stronger than that, okay? So this is very interesting. Love and death, all right? Let's see what else. Oh, anxiety. Yeah. Trying to conquer their fears, trying to work through their fears. Here we have anxiety, okay? And I do think this person has had some weird situations with other people before where they weren't completely comfortable with the situation, or it just wasn't. This person's actually romantic, I feel, pile number 2. They're actually romantic. I think they just have some anxieties because some of them could have gone through some, you know, challenging situations when it comes to love in their past. You know, that happens to some people. But we have anxiety, you know, this person having some anxiety, wanting you to know that you're not just, you know, that you're not just a fuck, or you're not just a screw, or you're not just an anybody to them, okay? We have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. And I think, you know, there's a lot that this person wants to do. We see this warrior here wanting to conquer things. There's a lot that this person wants to do. And, you know, but there's some anxiety around this, okay? Because I feel like they are a little bit out of their comfort zone, pile number 2. But let's see what else. We have moving on and Virgo, okay? So this to me is about this person moving on from the past. Now, this person could have been in a long-term relationship with someone in the past. I mean, a lot of people have. It's not a, you know, huge surprise as they had been. And I'm seeing a woman in a white dress. So this person could have been married in the past, pile number 2. She's wearing a wedding dress. And this person, we have Moon and Virgo here, and that really fits with the anxiety. Some of you might have been married in the past too, pile number 2, or you were engaged or almost married, and maybe you have some anxieties about love too, okay? With the moon in Virgo here, we have some neurotic tendencies, and we need a lot of reassurance that things are gonna be okay, and I don't mean to be mean, I have multiple planets in Virgo, so, don't scream at me in the comments, everybody, but, there is a certain level of feeling, feeling a little nervous, okay, because of some of the things that have happened in the past, okay, having some anxiety, and yeah, but I do feel like this person's trying to move on from their past. I do feel like they're trying to conquer those fears, okay? Let's see what else we have here, pile number 2, because I'm leaning in a certain direction right now. We have card number 28. I am a leader, okay? And this person really wanting to come off that way, I feel like, come off as like a powerful, like this is very Martian. This card is very Martian and Scorpio. It's very Mars and Scorpio, okay? This whole Thanatos and Eros, it's all love and death, But this person, I feel like at one point, like they were very confident about pursuing love, or they were that's why I talked about people being younger. Even if you are older watching this, I feel like somebody's kind of back to basics or back to square one here with the Ace of Cups, okay? And wanting a new beginning in love, wanting to feel that way again, but feeling very anxious, okay? And this Page of Swords is to me, in this deck particularly, looking pretty hyper vigilant or kind of anxious, okay? But we have I am a leader here, and I do feel with the Three of Pentacles here, that's a very much a leadership type of a card, and so is this one too. I feel like this person is normally like, a take charge or leader type, but let's see. In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. Yes, that's with the Three of Pentacles, okay? In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. In this case, for this person, you recognize the value of having a relationship. You recognize the value of, two being better than one, that whole type of thing. But anyway, you make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team toward achievement. Okay, and this person could be a leader at their job. You could also be a person, although I feel like you guys are like more creative. Pile number 2, some of you could have creative type jobs, and it doesn't mean you're not a leader, that you could also be a leader too. All right, but I feel like this person with the Page of Swords and the Three of Pentacles is very smart and sharp and mentally strong and but when it comes to you, I feel like this person's kind of out in the ocean so deep. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden I got out into the ocean and I'm wading in the deep waters, and my little Page of Swords doesn't know how to swim, okay? But I am a leader, and and I think like getting over anxiety, and some of you may have dealt with anxiety about relationships or things as well yourself, and you may have, had a breaking point with someone in your past that you moved on from. Okay, someone here could also struggle with anxiety related issues, and that's a real thing, that's a real thing. And love can be scary, we have passion and anxiety, right? I have passion for something, but I'm also overthinking it. Page of Swords. I also have anxiety. You know what I mean? So we have to kind of work with that. All right. And it's kind of like, well, who's the leader in this connection a little bit too, because, and I think that's maybe where you guys are a little bit of two minds, maybe yourself, like what's going on here. Okay, here you guys, here's the Page of Wands. All right, there's the last page that we were looking for, and there you are, okay? So, you guys are coming across as really sweet and nice, and maybe you're kind of thinking, well, what should I do here? But I feel like underneath it, Page of Wands, you feel very passionate. Queen of Cups, you really, wow. Page of Wands, Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Okay, so Ace of Cups, lots of stuff here. There's a lot there for you as well, but you're trying to hold yourself in a state of balance, or a state of being fair to yourself and to others, which you guys are also probably very good leaders. Pile number 2, okay? We have Grand Cross and Provoker, okay? So, you know, this situation could be provoking this person to have to face some of their anxieties and to have to work through some of their issues and challenges. But pile number 2, the thing is I'm not getting that this isn't something that this person can overcome. I feel like this is something that a person can overcome, and I think we can be compassionate, you know, and go, well, you know, this person has gone through this, and I get that, and I do feel you're very compassionate, pile number 2, okay? And for some of you, moving on and letting go of something might have been in your own life, as far as relationships go, might have been if you got divorced, or if you were with someone long term and then you broke up. This situation also could have provoked some anxiety within you as well, pile number 2, okay? And, you know, and we have this need to kind of step up here. I'm a leader, or I want to lead a situation here. I want to do something here, but I'm struggling. I'm having some anxiety, okay? And, but I do think you both have had situations in your life that have both provoked you, both to move on and to accept the endings of certain situations in your life. But with these pages, I feel like we're starting off almost fresh again. And it doesn't matter if you're 50 or 20, it really doesn't matter. You know, sometimes we're just in that phase where we're exploring and we're getting to know someone, and we're getting closer to our feelings again. And it's bringing up, you know, it can provoke feelings of anxiety. And let's see what else we have. We have the Scarab Beetle Spirit. Magic works through you. Pile number 2, okay? Magic works through you. And I can see that with the 3 of Cups here. Like, you know, when you guys are really dialed in, I feel you guys are very intuitive. You're compassionate. You understand the needs of others. Some of you here could be empaths, or you could be leaders. But when it comes to kind of like leading a relationship or getting things going in a relationship, that could be a little bit harder. It could also be a little harder for this person. But you guys are coming through as the Page of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So you're very talented. Pile number 2. You're a triple threat here, okay? And some of you may actually be having a girls' trip, or going somewhere cool, or taking a girls' trip somewhere, because I see 3 people here, and the 3 of Cups, and then I see the 9 of Cups underneath there. So it looks very exciting. It looks very fun. It looks very interesting. So I would keep your eye on the prize and all the discovery and creativity and passion and stability that you're working on within yourself. And I feel this is a very strong turn on to this person, pile number 2. Like, this is a strong turn on to them, but who you are and what you are. But I also think it scares them. You know what I'm saying? I also think it brings up anxieties. I also think that it makes them feel, you know, like they got their sea legs a little bit here. But I'm not getting a bad vibe from this person. I'm not getting that they're a horrible human being. You know, I would say it if I saw it. I'm just seeing that, you know, we're working on understanding each other here. We're working on getting over our fears. And we're working on opening our heart again here with the Ace of Cups, okay? And I feel like this person can overcome these things in their life. And you know, it's just, there's a lot of new situations, I feel like, on the horizon here with the Ace of Cups. And with this, I am a leader, and then the anxiety about that, someone could be stepping into a new leadership role and feeling a little bit awkward. Some of you may be stepping into a new leadership role at work and you're feeling a little weird or off or awkward about it. Okay, but it's gonna go great. Magic runs through you. Pile number 2, okay? And sometimes, you know, facing our fears has a way of bringing us more confidence, you know, too. And just think about it with the 3 of Pentacles. When you work together with someone to understand each other and to grow, look what you can build, like with the 3 of Pentacles, okay? So, yeah, so that's very interesting, pile number 2. I'm actually okay with the energy. You know, sometimes I'm like, I don't know, I'm not liking it, I'm not feeling it. I'm actually okay with it, okay? But let's go ahead and see. What's the number 1 thing that pile number 2 should be focusing on right now, Spirit? What's the number 1 thing that pile number 2 should be focusing on right now? What's the number, okay, what's the number 1, almost there, pile. What's the number 1 thing? There it is. Okay, we have reconciliation on the bottom of the deck too. So there may be a couple friends that you're meeting up with, or people that you're very close to, that you would like to be close to again. And it doesn't have to be a love thing. It could be, you see 2 women here, so it could be 2 friends. Reconciliation and justice for something that was done in the past. Okay, so that's on the bottom of the deck here, pile number 2. And finally, justice for you for what happened to you in the past, because I feel like some of you really did have a hard time in the past with a partner in the past, okay? Like that they weren't good or the situation wasn't good for you, all right? But finding justice and finding reconciliation within self is also what I feel. But let's look at the number 1 thing. Strength. I love that. I love that. That's the number 1 thing, okay? And especially when we're dealing with anxiety and we're being asked to step up and lead our life in a new direction, and there's certain circumstances that we've been through that have really provoked us to grow and to see ourselves in a new way, to see ourselves as, you know, strong team players, leaders, having great ideas, okay, and letting go of an older version of ourselves where maybe it was a lot harder and we weren't as comfortable with ourselves, okay? But I feel like strength is permeating throughout you right now, pile number 2, or if it hasn't been, it will be, okay? And just remember, magic runs through you with this scarab beetle. And, you know, part of what it's been for you, I feel like, is to stand on your own and then step up into what it is you're supposed to be doing, okay? And I see a very fierce, you know, woman or man in you, whatever you're bringing in today, pile number 2. I see a very fierce person in you, and I see the butterfly on her knee, and I think you've changed a lot. Like, you have changed a lot. And I do feel like there are 2 friends, or there's a couple people around you who've also noticed your change. For those of you that have children, 2 children, okay, with the 2 pages here and the 3 of Pentacles, for those of you that are single parents, or you have a child, or you have 2 children, I think even, you know, people in your family, or people, your own children, etc., I feel like they can even see how much you've changed, you know? And sometimes we don't really like notice other people really looking at us, or really, you know, people really getting that emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, like not really seeing how much some person has grown. But I feel like with you, this is what Spirit doesn't want you to be shy about, how you've grown and how you've changed, and doesn't want you to like downplay anything about yourself. Okay, pile number 2. So that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that reading was helpful for you, and I hope that it supported you on your path. And again, I'm not feeling like this person is the worst person on the planet and that you should stay away from them forever. Maybe someone from your past, though, was pile number 2, but this person's okay. We'll see where it goes. All right, pile number 2. So thank you so much, my dears, and leave me a comment if you feel so inclined. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay. Let's set up pile number 3. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the purple tea light, and today's reading is called Tell Me How to Breathe with No Air. If you know who sang that song or where those lyrics are coming from, you can pop the answer in the description box below. Or in the comment box below. So let's go ahead and get into it for my pile number 3s. And we're going to look at what's going on with this person who's on your mind, and also what's going on with you too. So it's not just about them. This is also about you as well, and what's happening. We're going to look at everything, as I said in the intro, everything plus the kitchen sink. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of pile number 3 who comes here today seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium in the channel between yourself and pile number 3. Blessed be pile number 3. Let's go ahead and get into it, darlings. Spirit, can you show me what is this person? I just heard ketchup. Maybe someone is eating ketchup or buying ketchup, or this person is like saying catch up, like you catch up to them, okay? Or maybe they need to catch up to you, but let's go ahead and see for my pile number 3s. Okay. I just heard the Mega Millions. So maybe someone was talking about the lottery or buying a lottery ticket, or was like, yeah, I want to get that Mega Millions. Okay. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and see for pile number 3. Pile number 3. Let's see. You know, it's nice when you look like and you feel like $1 million, but let's go ahead and see for pile number 3. I feel like some of you may want to be like the first millionaires in your family, or you've got something going on with that, or you've got some, or maybe you were joking about that or laughing about that. I'm sorry, pile number 3. I'm going off here, but I have to tell you what I'm getting. Let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see for pile number 3, okay? We have the 9 of coins here. Yep, so no wonder I was talking about the money and the power and the brass ring. Pile number 3. There's always a lot of sacrifices, though, with the 9 of Pentacles for what it takes to build and what it takes to make that type of life, all right? So some of you guys really aligned on your super path, okay, of Superman or Superwoman. But let's go ahead and see. There's already so much you've done, pile number 3, but let's go ahead and see. What are this person's? Spirit just wants me to keep talking about you. They're like, talk about pile number 3. I'm like, okay, you know. Here's the 7 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. And I actually like this 7 of Cups. I feel like some of you maybe have, there may be times, I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts back in the day. I mean, it doesn't matter if you've seen it or not, but I feel like if there was a runaway bride or a runaway guy, depending on who's watching this, it might be you. You know, because it's almost like with the 7 of Cups, I don't need all that mess. And it looks like she's like, like we're getting ready to run out of somewhere. Okay. And that's more of a emotional thing or a romantic thing. But I feel like the biggest thing about your life is the victory and the stability and the changes that you've made to become the person that you are today. But maybe some of you have had a tendency at times to run away from love, or to feel really like, I don't know. So let's go ahead and see pile number 3. When it comes to this person, what are they feeling? We have here the Fool. Wow. Tell me, how am I supposed to breathe with no air? You know what's hilarious is the Fool is the spirit of the ether and is associated with the air element. This person's like, tell me how am I supposed to breathe with no air, okay? But they look like they're coming right at you, pile number 3. And this is the after tarot, so this fool's already, taken that leap and is, mid-flight at this point. And you guys are like, no! Anyway, let's go ahead and see what else here. We have the 2 of coins. The 2 of coins, okay? And it's like, how am I supposed to concentrate when I could just as easily reach out and touch pile number 3, okay? Tell me how to breathe with no air. Well, there's certainly a lot of exciting changes and things happening, but it's a lot. It's a lot, all right? This is a very feminist deck, too, because it says vote for women and victory to the suffragists and everything. So it's very interesting. But we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so this is the whole, tell me how am I supposed to breathe with no air? And, this person, because the Knight of Cups actually in the tarot is the airy part of water. So literally, how am I supposed to breathe with no air? And I feel like some of you could have been very busy lately and you may have been dodging love a little bit. And for those of you that have someone in your life or you have a partner in your life, they may be feeling a little neglected, or they may be feeling like they're doing a lot of the work, or they may be feeling, they may just be feeling like they're overwhelmed with something right now with the Knight of Cups, okay? And I do feel like with the 2 of Pentacles in between the Knight of Cups and the Fool, we have this energy of, wow, I'm so excited. I'm going to do something new. I'm going to do something different. And then we also have, with this Knight of Cups, we see this scene of domesticity. And these 2 look like they're a little bit upset with each other, okay? And some of you in the past could have been like very drawn to, or not even in the past, you could be just now, drawn to kind of doing it all and having it all and doing it all. All right. And, and you want to make the most out of your life path. I feel like Spirit wants me to talk about you guys right now, pile number 3. So I'm going to get it. I mean, we got a lot more cards to go here, but here's what I'm seeing. And I feel like there might have been times at life when you just wanted to be free. Maybe sometimes you're like, I just want to like do my own thing, or I just want to be free. And I don't really want to be attached to anyone so that I can do what I want to do. All right. And, but I also feel like there is a part of you that is romantic or wants love or has that idea of a family. Perhaps she's pregnant in this picture, but, wanting to have a family or wanting to be with someone. We can see with the 2 of Pentacles in the middle here. I was going to say in the mirror here, in the middle here, of being a bit torn between, one thing and the other, one outcome or the other, okay? And I also feel like this person could be a bit torn as well too, because this is, supposedly about their feelings, pile number 3. So they could also have the same issue as well, or they may have struggled where it's like, okay, I want to be free to go and to do and to be spontaneous and to live my life with, hardly any care in the world. I also feel like this person really does want to be spontaneous when it comes to you, and they may catch you off guard a little bit sometimes, okay? And there may, with the Fool here, there may even be a little bit of impatience coming from this person at times, okay? There could be a lot of impatience, and I also feel like this person may be dramatic at times, and their mood may kind of shift quite a bit, because the Knight of Cups can be, out of all the Knights, can be very moody, okay? Very sensitive or very moody. And other times I feel like this person is completely fine and they're just living in their own, they're living in their own reality, okay? you know, I mean, I guess there's always something to look forward to, or there's something different to look forward to, but that might be kind of make you a little bit uneasy. I feel like pile number 3, because there is like a part of you here with this 9 of Pentacles that is very solid, grounded, determined. And there might, you know, this is a Venus and Virgo card, and Venus is in fall in Virgo. So there's this feeling of, yes, I want to build my success and I want to grow and everything, but sometimes not a lot of time left for love, or not a lot of time left for debauchery, okay? And the 7 of Cups is actually the Lord of Debauchery, or the Lord of Debauch. So, you know, it's on the bottom of the deck though. And, you know, here's the Sun. So it's like, you know, I could go for some debauchery, but I don't know, you know, I don't know about anything else, because I feel like your life with justice here is a very fine, maintained balance at this point. And for some of you, it may feel that you're having to, you know, like exercise more discipline, caution, balance, you know, preciseness, no complaining, just keep on keeping on, than other people around you. And you know what's so funny is the Queen of Cups is behind you. And in this deck, the male is actually the Queen of Cups. So that's very interesting, because I feel like you guys, you know, when you know your purpose and you know what you're supposed to do in life, you guys are like extremely focused and very sharp, and you do really well, okay? But I also feel like sometimes you don't want to, you know, like sometimes maybe you guys are gone, or maybe sometimes you are just like, I'm running from my feelings, and I don't, you know, nobody got time for that. I got to get up in the morning and shine with the sun here, okay? There's a lot of, you know, things that I need to keep in mind about my life right now, and I don't really have time for like over emotional, sentimental displays when people are, you know, dumping their emotions on me. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups with the Devil, and the masculine is the Queen of Cups here. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Masculine, feminine, it doesn't matter. But I see you guys are acting like justice. You're acting like air. You're acting like boom, you know? And this person is saying, tell me how to breathe with no air, okay? And they want to breathe. They want to breathe in pile number 3, I feel like. But this person may also think that you have a bit of an attitude at times, or that you're very stubborn, and that you're like very focused on everything except them, and that at times you do run from your emotions. So pile number 3, that is very interesting, okay? There's something going on here between you and this person, and the roles may flip at times to when, you know, you're kind of wanting to connect, and you're feeling like you want to make that connection. And then other times with the 2 of Pentacles, we may see this kind of role flipping, where sometimes it's them feeling that way and sometimes it's you feeling that way. So getting on the same page with each other, I feel like could be a little bit challenging, because it feels like one of you is always coming and the other one is always going. Do you know what I'm saying? But I also feel like this person with the Fool here is like whatever it takes, you know, because I feel like they're like whatever it takes, you know. But also at the same time with the 2 of Pentacles here, I feel like they're also saying, you know, I want to feel free too. I want to feel free, or I want to have fun, or I want to be free as well. Okay. So this is, you know, and this person may need to get out more, or they may need to do more things, or they may need to have some time to themselves with the Fool here, because we have quite a difference between the Knight of Cups and the Fool. Very, very different. The Fool has not a care in the world, and is just fucking going for it. And the Knight of Cups is much more sensitive and moody and emotional. And with the Two of Pentacles here, with this trade-off energy of somebody's vibe changing quite a bit, okay? And with the Seven of Cups on the bottom of the deck, that might be kind of confusing for you guys, I feel, pile number 3, because it's like the vibe is like changing up a lot. And it's like, and I feel like when you guys are very focused and disciplined on something with Justice and the Sun, like, you know, what you see is what you get with pile number 3. Like, you are who you are. And I think when it comes to love, sometimes you guys get kind of turned around or confused, and you may actually end up confusing other people and yourself when it comes to love, okay? Some of you may pick very emotional partners or very needy partners, or people that are very emotional and needy, and, you know, and it's bringing out some things in you, and it's challenging, okay? But, you know, let's go ahead and see. This is a very interesting energy, pile number 3. I don't think I've quite picked up on something exactly like this before. So let's see what else we have here. We have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, tell me how to breathe with no air, okay? These two look like they're not even looking at each other. They're looking at other directions. They're kind of wishing they were somewhere else. Some of you may be in connections, or you're in relationships, or you are trying to be in something, but you remembered how miserable your last connection was, and you know, how there was animosity, or there was anger, or people were always, you know, it was, you always were having to be, you were always having to be the light in the darkness, or the cool-headed one, or the one who is always figuring things out. This person could have been pouting at times. They could be, again, with the sevens. We've got sevens going on here, and the sevens are an interesting number in the tarot for sure. Especially after all that, you know, happiness that we had in the sixes. The sevens are getting out of balance again. So especially with the swords, and the swords, when we talk about the Seven of Swords, we can't really make our mind up. We're trying to mentally figure out how we're feeling or what's going on, but we're not really meant to do that, you know? And it's kind of where you and this person are at an impasse. It's like, well, I think I want this. Well, I think I want that. And then it's like, well, I'm not really happy. I want something else. And someone else is feeling rejected. It's just a big hot mess. We have the Three of Cups here. So dreaming about better days, you know, dreaming about, and again, it's water and air, right? The Three of Cups is water. The Seven of Swords is air. You know, so the Three of Cups, when you two are really connecting and you're not thinking and you're not overanalyzing things in your mind, you know, some people have a harder time just letting go in the moment. You know, they are overthinkers. They don't trust that easily. They've just experienced a lot of disconnection, a lot of emotional disconnection in some of their connections, okay? But I do feel like this person, like, really wants to reach, he's reaching around to touch her big time. And this is one of my favorite cards in this deck, the Three of Cups, actually. And I'm also getting, some of you could have had a child with this person. I just have to tell you that. But I do think that it's not going to fit for everyone, but I just have to tell you because I just noticed something. So there you are. If it was an 18+ reading, I'd tell you what it is. But anyway, I do feel like there is some beauty with the Three of Cups. There's some love and beauty and generosity and flow and energy. And it's kind of like, how do we get back to that? How do we get back to that moment when, like, we were so connected? Now it just feels like we're two strangers living in a disconnected life, you know? And or just feeling alienated towards love, or feeling alienated towards pleasure, feeling alienated towards sexual pleasure, okay? So we want to have a meeting of the minds, but it's nearly impossible with the Seven of Swords. And there may be, I feel like this person is thinking, maybe I'm going about this all wrong. You know, maybe I need to, you know, the Two of Pentacles is the Lord of change. So maybe I need to change. Maybe I need to do something here. Am I just going about this all wrong? Okay. But I also think there is some I just got the words, you take everything and you leave me with nothing, you know? And maybe sometimes you guys have felt like that too, like very picked apart. You know what I'm saying, pile number 3? So I am picking up on that. And this could be a pattern in your relationships that I'm picking on, and I'm picking on. Oh my God, isn't that funny? I'm picking on it. I'm analyzing you, pile number 3. I'm breaking you down and looking at all your corners and crevices. And you're like, no, Natalie, look at this 7 of Cups. She's like running away. She's like, no, don't shine the light on me. I'm running away. Okay, but this person's like, tell me how to breathe with no air. Tell me, like, when I can't connect with you, when I can't talk to you, when I can't touch you and love up on you, how do I do it? You know? And I feel like this person does get frustrated. And sometimes, you know, they're, like I said, they're not perfect angels. They can be, they can give up easily and be very moody. And then at that point, they just leave or they walk away, and then you're mad. Okay, it's a very tough thing emotionally. But there is still love there, you know, with the 3 of Cups. There's still love, or there's still a feeling of love, or there's still a feeling of a memory of love, is what I would say. Okay, and there's still... you know, the 3 of Cups is Mercury and Cancer. So there is still a need to communicate love. There is still a need to communicate closeness and love with our hands and our touch and our fingertips and all of that. But this is kind of getting the mind and the moods under control here, I feel. We have not over. Yeah, so this person's like, this ain't over yet, you know? And, you know, and I feel like sometimes you guys were like, well, that's really funny, Natalie, because with the Fool here, this person so certainly made me feel like they were leaving or it was over or whatever. But I do feel like this person, and you can see the masculine here, right? And is trying to reach for something, something's dissolving, and this person's trying to reach for it. And it's like, I don't feel it's over, you know? Somebody could have a black G-string thong or something like that, or somebody looked really great. I gotta say what I'm seeing, pile number 3. So you just have to love me or leave me, pile number 3. We have nostalgia. Wow, not over and nostalgia. What is going on, pile number 3? What's going on? Okay, this is interesting. And I mentioned, you know, Cancer energy or Mercury in Cancer, or nostalgia. The Knight of Cups in the tarot is a Scorpio, but we could have water sign energy here with air signs. We could have like the awkward experience of like an Aquarius with a Cancer. Not to be all sun sign oriented, pile number 3, but you get the energies, okay? But it's like, it's not over yet. I still reach for you. And it's like, well, yeah, I hate to admit it, but I do still think about you too, okay? So I am seeing that kind of, it's like, I hate to freaking admit it here. And maybe that's more of what you guys are kind of like, yeah, you know, I hate to admit it, but I do still, okay? So that's an interesting energy. Let's see what else. Not over and nostalgia. Joy and jubilation. Okay, well, that is definitely like the 3 of Cups, and the Fool can also be very joyful. But you know what's so interesting? In this joy and jubilation card, one person looks very happy and the other person looks very upset. And then I see that all over here. Like one moment we're looking very happy, one minute we're looking very upset. And again, I think that could be a thing that happened between you two often, where you would get in a good mood and he or she would get in a bad mood. And then they would get in a bad mood and then you would get in a good mood, all right? And finding moments to truly be happy with one another and to truly enjoy life. especially for some of you who have been working a lot or have been doing a lot. And I see 2 children here too. So the 2 children could be extremely stressful as well. Some of you could have a child or 2 children, but it's like, you know, this person's kind of waltzing back in and it's like, well, you know, now I'm mad, okay? So there's an interesting energy here. But we have this nostalgia for the joy and jubilation and the 3 of Cups and the moments, you know, the good moments, the good moments. Let's see, anger, okay. So this person is like, you know, I did everything I could to make you happy. It still wasn't enough. You wanted me to change. I did, with the 2 of Pentacles and the Fool. But maybe it was too late and it was just not enough. You know, pile number 3, maybe it was just too late and it just wasn't enough. And, you know, I do feel like somebody here, maybe you've been in another relationship or this person has, and has been a lot happier or seems a lot happier, right? And there could be some anger about that too. But I also just feel with you and this person, it's like somebody trying to cheer you up, pile number 3, but it's like, I've been doing everything. Like, don't waltz in here with your whatever. Like, you know, it's not just like you come back and everything's fine. Like, you've been gone for a while, or you've left me with this for a while and I'm sick of it. So I do think the whole like life situation with you 2, or like living a life together or having a life together, could be rather difficult with the 2 of Pentacles, because we see people getting resentment with the Knight of Cups, particularly in this deck. They look like they're about ready to flip each other off. We see that people seething or getting resentment, and then we see the Fool with some people just wanting to take off and go away and run off, and it's just a lot. It's a lot, you know. And I feel like for you and this person, there it is again, Cancer, okay? There it is. It's the Moon in Cancer, and we can see it right here, and it says desire, okay? And I think this person gets very mad, pile number 3, because they still desire you, you know? They still desire you. And I mean, I don't know if that's ever really gonna go away, like completely and fully for this person. Okay, I just think the energy between you 2 has been off, or it is off, or it's just been rough. It's been very, very rough, and it's been hard to adjust to, and it's been hard to change. Okay, some people choosing to, you know, like run off instead of change or do the work. And, but I do think it pisses this person off that they still have these feelings for you, or they still have these desires for you, or they still, you know, they still have all of this. And some of you may be kind of pissed off as well, hearing this reading, going, well, you know, it would have been nice if they would have tried when we were together, you know, that type of thing. It would have been nice if they would have put in a little bit more, you know. And also too, like, you know, I do feel like somebody could have gotten mad here too, because they wanted to connect physically or sexually, and the other person was upset with this 7 of Swords and really didn't want to, you know, because they're upset and there's things going on, you know what I mean? And some people get really turned on even more with their anger, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, when you're angry, it tells you that you still have feelings for someone, or you still feel that intense pull to them. It's like Moon-Mars, the Moon-Mars combinations. Like, you still feel that intense energy, those intense emotions around it. But, you know, it also feels destructive, but then there's moments that could have been really sweet and good between you 2. So this is a very, you know, this is interesting stuff, pile number 3. I'll tell you that much. Let's see what else we have here. Listen to the lyrics to this song. Okay, I'm just going to tell you guys, the song is called No Air by Jordan Sparks. Okay, so look it up and listen to this song. And I feel this is like really summarizing you and this person's relationship. Okay, it says here, I am observant. Yes, you are, pile number 3. You are very observant. And I already saw that with Justice in the Sun. You're very observant, all right? Maybe 2-2 at times. We have 0-0 here. And maybe this person was also observant in a way as well. It's like, but you observe things in a different way, or you perceive things in a different way. But it says, I am observant. I also feel like this person just like to kind of look at you at times, or just kind of observe you at times as well. All right, in those moments that were good. But let's see, the angels ask for your attention. Pile number 3. Open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening or has happened, okay? Trust your intuition and follow their guidance. I think they mean your angels, and follow your intuition or your angels' guidance without any delay, okay? Focus inward through meditation and prayer. I am observant. 0-0. And you know what's so interesting is the Fool, right? The Fool is 0 in the tarot. So, you know, the Fool also needs to be a little bit careful, because the Fool can be a little bit reckless at times too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they're saying the Fool can also have a short attention span for things and as well. But Spirit just saying, trust your intuition, and trust your angels and their guidance without any delay. Focus inward through meditation and prayer, okay, for what needs to be done next, okay? And this could be in multiple areas of your life, or just in your life right now, okay? And your angels really asking for your attention right now. Attention in aisle number 3. Well, pile number 3, please come up to the checkout. I am observant. And I also think if you are kind of in this weird pattern with this person and you're currently in it right now, or you've just gotten out of it and you're wondering, should I go back into it? I feel like Spirit is saying, get a 360-degree view over everything and start over and look at it with new eyes, or look at it from a new direction, okay? And open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening or has happened. Pile number 3, especially observing this person and their effect on you, okay? So that's something to look at, all right? And they may be really observing you in a lot of ways too, but we have Aries here. That doesn't surprise me at all. And we could have Aries with Cancer. We could have Cancer with Aquarius. You know, we could have a bunch of stuff going on here, but we have Aries, okay? I am observant, and I am everything else. I am angry. I am full of desire. I am full of joy and jubilation. I am nostalgic. I am not over something, you know. There's a lot of I am. And with that Aries energy, there's this headstrong type of thing. And the Fool can be very headstrong too. And we can be, as humans, can be particularly headstrong when we feel a certain way desire-wise, but we're also mad about something, you know? And this person could have been this way as well, you know, like upset, mad, desiring you, wanting to go after you, but all the same, you know, it's a lot of fire with a lot of emotion, you know? And that's where we need some rationality, you know, with Justice in the Sun. We need to like kind of see things clearly, okay? So that's why the angels are saying, pay attention. Also, I think when we have the Fool with Aries, we can be, because the Fool in the tarot modern day association is Uranus, okay? So we have Mars and Uranus here. It's telling us to be careful and don't be so impulsive. Look where we leap. Be careful. Open our eyes. Observe something before we take action on it. Okay? So there is something about like being impulsive and acting on our desires, and maybe needing to take a step back and go into observer mode. Okay? And maybe that's something you guys can do to kind of put things in their place here for those of you that are in this right now, okay? We have the Turkey spirit here, okay? Give with gratitude and grace. And the Turkey spirit, Give with gratitude and grace, okay? And of course, we have in the United States, we have Thanksgiving coming up at the end of November or third week of November. So maybe that has a special meaning for you guys, or there is something happening around that date or in the month of November for you guys. But give with gratitude and grace, okay? And I think you guys do have a lot of grace with the Justice card, okay? Here's the thing I'm going to say too. For those of you that feel this person took advantage of you or feel that people take advantage of you at times, give with gratitude and grace. If you're giving and you don't feel graceful about it and you're and you're like angry about it, about what you've given or what you've endured, then it's time to pull back, right? Then it's time to basically pull back, okay? And not make any quick, rash decisions. And if you feel like giving with gratitude and grace because you have something to give, by all means, But if you're also just giving with gratitude and grace, but nobody else around you really is, then that can feel very, selfish or demoralizing. Do you know what I'm saying? Pile number 3. So it's something to think about. It's something to think about giving and receiving and how much of that you really want to do and how much of this person is really doing too. Pile number 3. And it might have been a little bit hard for you to get a read on that, okay? But your angel's just saying, pull back here, pull back, ask, your angels are asking for your attention, open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening or has happened, all right? And this is very interesting, pile number 3. I don't think I've stumbled across this exact energy before, and I've been reading on YouTube for a couple of years. I do personal readings, I read at events, and just interesting. I don't think I've stumbled on exactly this before. So Aries, used to being first, right? The first thing, I'm mad that I still want you, this type of thing. Desire and anger, they are very close together at times. But let's go ahead and see. And tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Kind of sounds like a little bit of a demand too, like this person's like, pile number 3, tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. And you're like, I don't know, you figure it out, Aries energy, okay? Anyway, let's go ahead, pile number 3, and see. Let's go ahead and see. What does Spirit want pile number 3 focusing on right now? What does Spirit want pile number 3 focusing on? Empowerment. Okay. I think you guys are already empowered. I think you already are on a very empowering path. Continue to empower yourself. Continue to be strong. Continue to hold your ground. Continue to be the strong, passionate, purposeful person that you are. Okay. And I also think it's empowering when you can take a step back and not jump into impulse right away and instead see things really clearly, stop and look at everything before something happens. That could be a very empowering thing for you to do for yourself as well. Okay, pile number 3, inspiration is on the bottom of the deck. Thank you so much, pile number 3. I appreciate your attention and I appreciate you coming to your reading today, pile number 3. Thank you to everyone and take care.